others. You slowly feel yourself begin to die inside. It's been an amazing journey. I suffer all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. This is my testimony. Alhamdulillah, you know what I mean? You don't take a chance, you ain't had a chance, you making a plan to lose. Don't need a security blanket of safety, only the band is food. Took in advance and paid it back and made an advance and moved. I know how to stand and greet a man when them people walk in the room. Unlimited business, come on, command, ain't changing my attitude. Let's tell you know that I love you forever, could never be mad at you. You ain't wanna win as bad as I want you to win. I had to school. Tan and bean inside the bag, I put you to blast and shoot. King B, I bought your chain, they making it rain on you. I know that you gotta go home when they talked about you, I prayed for you. I had my heart stolen by the woman that I used to call my mom. Know if I fuck with you, I'm going to war with God behind. Hey, I do not own the rights to this music. We clearly are not Kevin Gates or whatever company he's signed to. So we do not own the rights to this music. Hey, welcome in, come in, get on with us. Tell a friend to tell a friend what we doing over here, Big Ben. Hey, thank y'all, man. People already getting in. We appreciate y'all for jumping in. We got a couple of interesting topics that we're going to discuss tonight. And to wrap up the show in the last 10 minutes, we've got our version of parting shots called the sad part. So we've got an interesting sad part tonight coming in the last 10 minutes of the show. So make sure you stick around for the sad part. The lovely Miss Janae, who's accompanying me here this evening. And I am Kevin Walker. The name of the show is What He Said with Kevin Walker. Hey, everybody do me a favor as you jumping in. And trust me, we dearly, dearly appreciate that as you jump on and jump in. Hit that share button. Share this on your pages. Share this for us. Hit that like button about 1 million times just throughout the show, even if you don't agree. Hey, because this is a no judgment zone on what he said. We don't pass judgment. The whatever way people feel about what they feel, that's on them. Because part of the reason you feel like you feel about how you feel is that there's an experience that's been in life. See, I could say something that's totally offensive to one individual on one accord, and the guy right next to me or the young lady on the other side of me think it's hilarious. It's all about life's experiences. It's all about what you've been through. It's all about what you've gone through. It's all about what you're going to go through as you get older, what's going to mold you as the person you are. So that's why I beg of you. I beg of anybody, man. Like, don't pass judgment based on what people think and what they say until you get to know that person for yourself. Please, don't let other people come into the picture and paint a picture for you that you totally don't believe in. Get to know someone for yourself before you pass judgment or before you judge that person about their viewpoints. I could make a comment about rape. Somebody might think it's hilarious if it's a joke. Somebody else, male or female, could be sitting there and has been raped, think it's heartless and think I'm an asshole and think I need to be taken out back and beaten for it. So, man, get to know people before you pass judgment on why people feel how they feel about a subject matter. What say ye, Janae?
That's a very good point. A lot of people are quick to pass judgment on someone and not really know anyone for themselves. Like, you just have to do things on your own. Basically, you just go on with a clear mind about something, about someone, about the situation, and you just, come to your own conclusion about somebody. You're too old to be worried about what somebody else has to say about somebody. You don't like that person, or you don't like what that person said based on what somebody else. But we're here to have a good time as usual. This is episode 11 of what he said with Kevin Walker. We're almost at our 12-week point, almost to the end of season 1.
So tonight's gonna be fun. I know I didn't turn that down. My bad. Tonight, one of the topics that we're gonna discuss is about being able to forgive and forget. Or because you've forgiven, should you have to forget? I was talking to a friend of mine, and she called me. She was like, "I don't know if I'll be able to catch the show tonight. What y'all gonna discuss?" And I was telling her what the plan was about forgiveness and where I stood, and she was like, "Well, if I forgive you for what you've done, whatever it is you've done, is that not, in a sense, remorse and forgetting?" I was like, "No, not necessarily, because if I forgive you, it doesn't mean I'll ever forget. That don't mean you'll have to be back in my good graces because I forgive you. That don't mean you'll have to be my homie. That don't mean I have to hang with you.
We will be cordial.
Man, look, we might not even be cordial. I might chunk you the deuce and keep going whenever I see you.
Or respect you where you stand.
Leave you where you stand. How about even that one?
That too.
So, is it possible when someone's wronged you, be it a family member, a personal friend, a co-worker, however it goes, when someone wrongs you, honestly, is it even possible to forgive? And the reason why I say, is it truly possible? Because down the line, if your husband or your spouse, your wife, does something to you, you know how we kind of petty with our mate sometimes. We can't wait to throw it back up in their face in another situation. Oh yeah, well, I would, but you know how that go, because if I do and you don't agree, you gonna be in such and such and such, and you like, man, babe, I said I was sorry. You still talking about that? That was 2 months ago. Y'all do that. And I'm not saying y'all as in women, I'm saying women and men. We both throw the shortcomings of our situation, or even the people that's apologetic in moments, we throw it back up in their faces what they've done. So is that truly being remorseful in the moment because you apologize and somebody say, I forgive you? And does that mean they're supposed to move on from it? Because for the most part, and I can only say this because most of my dealings in that situation have been with women. When you talk about forgiveness and being apologetic about a situation, most of my situations in that nature have been with women, because normally if I'm dealing with a man or having conversation with some of my bros, we kind of stay in our lane as it relates to each other's situations. Not saying relationship, but just situations, things that they're going through or getting into. I'm the person that understands sometimes when people call you to vent, they just need an ear. So I'm not quick to jump out there and offer my 2 cents about what it is they're going through or what they should do with what they're going through. And so I'm not really wronging anybody about a situation. So if somebody does something behind my back or says something negative behind my back, truly you don't know me as a person. Because I can forgive you in that moment, because normally Kevin Walker's staying in his lane anyway. So just because you don't hear back from me, or I don't try to slap you the way you slapped me, don't mean that I've forgotten what you did. I just choose not to deal with your ass no more. So that's mainly for me how I deal with people in their BS. I move on from it. I move away from it. I guess that's a better phrase or a better way to say it. I move away from it so that I don't have to take it to the Lord in prayer. And people say, well, the Bible say if you condemn people, then you will be condemned. If you don't forgive people, you will not be forgiven. Yeah, that's exactly what the Bible says. That's exactly, yeah. To a word, that's what it says. See, I still got work to do. It's still work to be done on me. And I know that. So I try to stay out of situations and episodes to where I'm having to forgive somebody for something. You know, Chauncey always say it best for me, staying in my lane. And I try to stay in my lane. That way you don't normally, if you're staying in your lane, you normally don't have to apologize if you stay in your lane. Apologies come when people get out of their lane, start talking out of their head, start jumping in other people's business. And I just saw about 3 or 4 posts that somebody made about, look, apologize for what you've done, apologize for what you've said, and move on.
Do you apologize just to apologize, even when you've done nothing wrong?
If I've done nothing wrong, what am I apologizing for? And I get where you're coming from, because people do that. They do it just to get rid of the situation. It's not in my heart to apologize anyway. So I'm definitely not apologizing for something that I ain't done. I'm just being honest. Do you normally apologize for stuff you ain't done just to get it over with?
I have before, but more than likely, I ain't apologizing for shit. Unless I know I've done something, I apologize for my part. Because there is a very much so petty side of me. I say some stuff, throw some shade, hurt some feelings. But if you wrong me, I'll forgive you. I'm not going to forget. And if you apologize to me, I may not even tell you, I forgive you. I'll ignore the hell out of you and just move out the way.
But is that the true worldly way, or is that the godly way?
No, that's the worldly way. I mean, the godly way is to forgive so that you can be forgiven. We're forgiven every day for every little petty, silly thing that we do. We are forgiven every single day. So why can't we forgive the next person? That's the man part of us.
Yeah, because I know for me, man, like I just said, man, I'm not built like that. I'm sorry. I know I'm not. Somebody wronged me, man, 9 times out of 10, I'm looking for a way to wrong their ass right back.
For me, it's more so once you cross me, you crossed. There is no second chance, no third chance. There is no coming back. I don't care how many times you apologize. Once you cross me, that's it. And you better hope I don't cross you.
Hey, Gina. Yeah, man, to be honest, like, I think that's one of the harder things in life to get past, to move on from. See, here's the issue for me. And this is something else that I read this week. Normally, when you're not just a fucked up person, it's hard for you to move on because you know that you wouldn't have done that other person like that.
So why would you do me that when you know I wouldn't?
You know I wouldn't do that to you. So for people that are not really fucked up in their spirit,
hurt people.
Man, not even no.
Why
no. Not in every situation of forgiveness.
No.
So okay. So let me give you another scenario about forgiveness. What about, Janae, when you've absolutely done nothing at all to that person, but they find a reason and a way to come at you with some bullshit that you totally clueless about? Because first off, I ain't done nothing to you. I woke up one morning to a barrage of negative posts. And I was clueless as to where that was even coming from. I ain't talked to you in 3 weeks. So why you woke up with me on your mind to post about me 10, I'm talking about every 5 minutes, back to back to back to back.
Because you've done something right. And that person is bothered by it.
How about being bothered by leaving me the fuck alone?
They don't really want to do that.
Move on with your life, because I've definitely moved on with mine. What Tamisa say? Because she didn't pop up over here.
If someone said they hurt by my words, I want to apologize, and then I know their triggers. and move around from them. I know for me, I can say some stuff. I can curse you out without cursing. And I won't even apologize because I meant what I said.
Okay, Nene, so what about like what I just said? Yeah, that's different when you've said something to wrong somebody and you're being a bigger person about your errors and you come back and apologize for your words. And sometimes we might not see our words as hurtful. To me, that side of it really doesn't matter. That means your intent wasn't to be negative or to be hurtful or harmful. But let's just say they are offended by it, regardless of how it happened. But what about when you've done nothing at all, nothing whatsoever? You've said nothing, you've done nothing, and that person just blasting Nene Plattenberg for no freaking reason at all, period. How do you handle that situation? How do you handle it when it's Tanya Janice? Not that she would do it because she is sweet as a damn Jolly Rancher. That's a sweet lady. So I definitely know she wouldn't do it. But how do you handle it when it's somebody that you truly love? Seriously. When it's somebody you truly love and you wake up one morning and you're being blasted on social media for no apparent reason.
I've had that happen.
And you've done nothing to that person. Nothing that you've said, nothing that you've posted had anything to do with them.
It's just like, for me, it's like people hide so much behind social media. It's like they want to send these subliminal messages. And you know you've done nothing to this person. It just keep going and going and going and going. And for me, I had to make the decision, do I address you? Or do I just let you ride? Do I let you catch his fade? Or do I just let you make it? Sometimes I be like, this bitch don't catch this fade. That's just what she gonna do. And I be like, no, I don't have time, because that's part of the dysfunctional attitude that they have. She said, you have to just cut them off. I mean, you do. Like, I've cut off a lot of people, friends and family, because of the things that they've done. I forgive you, and I will leave you where you stand, and that's just what it is. Because I just can't operate around people that just have to do things when you've done absolutely nothing wrong to them. I'll forgive you, but I respect you where you stand. I will leave you where you stand.
But why should I even have to forgive somebody I've done nothing to? What?
It's just for it's peace within. Sometimes you just have to forgive somebody, not for them, but it's for you. It's not for them. It's for you. Because even when you forgive them for them, they're going to keep still doing the same thing over and over again. So once you forgive them, it's not for them, it's for you.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, like when I woke up to this, I'm like, how was I on your heart and mind when I did nothing to you? When I've said nothing about you, I've posted nothing about you.
Because you're doing something right. That right thing that you're doing is bothering the fuck out of them. And sometimes you just have to let people be.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ms. Gaines saying she don't have time to let people steal her joy.
I mean, you shouldn't. Yeah. Baby, shine on, shine every single day. Because the moment you try to dim my light, I'm gonna shine even better and even brighter. And then you're gonna be mad.
Yeah, and you know,
I can't. I gotta stop cursing. My uncle watching that.
And you know, it's crazy. Yeah, you shouldn't be cursing anyway. You should have joy in the Lord and allow your voice to lift up the spirit of Jesus and speak in praise.
Hey, Uncle Greg.
I'm just saying. I don't know where she get all that cussing from, Greg. But this somebody you help raise, so you partially responsible. You partially responsible, Greg, for the language that comes out of her mouth. So no, but when they talk about stealing joy, that's where jealousy come in. Mm-hmm. And that's why for the past few weeks, every day or every other day, I've been posting Pastor Jake's message about jealousy. Mm-hmm. What he say, Cain didn't even do nothing to Abel. And he rose up and killed his own brother because he was jealous. Mm-hmm. And he was jealous because God had blessed his brother. How you jealous of your own brother? Like that, I'm clueless on that one.
But that
I can't
happens.
imagine. No, it can't happen.
It does. It happens.
You can't be jealous of your own. How can you be jealous of Steve or Courtney or George? You know how? Them your siblings. If my sister making major moves, I'm happy to park in the penitentiary. I'm serious. Like, how can I be mad or upset or jealous towards my sister's victory? If I see my sister with joy, that should bring me joy.
Some people like that. I have siblings.
No,
like
man, that ain't right. That ain't.
I mean, but that's just. But it has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with them. Because my thing is, what are you not doing that I'm doing so that you can be successful right along with me?
So you're jealous and mad at me because I'm walking in my victory.
Hey, I'm walking the path that was ordained, that was blessed for me. So why can't you walk in your own path? Because everyone have their own path. Everyone have their own path. You have your path, I have my path. She got her path, he got his path. But sometimes it's like the walks are different.
Yeah.
But that's life. You know, sometimes we go through things in life and we want to question it so bad. It's like, why even question it?
Yeah, she say that's maybe why you get those messages, because my light's shining too bright.
Yeah.
God making my sun shine a little too bright. But, I mean, I just honestly, I don't get it, man. Like, I really honestly can't relate to why somebody, especially a family member, especially a sibling, like in your case with your brothers, I can't get why your siblings wouldn't be happy, because in my eyes, if they win, I win. If they happy, I'm happy. Like, I want to see nothing negative at all happen to either one of my siblings. What Tamisha say?
That her son blasted her on social media and she gave him his space because she knows she didn't do anything wrong to him and they didn't talk for months, but now they're straight. It just took time.
Yeah, and you know what? If it's my kid, I don't know if that would bother me so much if it was little Kevin. And the only reason why I say that, like, I would be bothered by the fact you being disrespectful. That part of it would bother me. But I don't know if it would bother me if my son did it, because as a parent, I'm supposed to be the correction. You get what I'm saying? And who really likes being corrected? Who really likes being put in order? Even when we on our jobs, who we get mad at the most? The supervisor. When we know, we screwed up. Normally, if your supervisor coming to see you, it's because you've done something wrong.
Yep.
And sometimes we don't really like having a level of accountability. What did Charlotte say?
Believe it or not, it be the family members that be more jealous of you than your friends.
Man, I hear y'all. Everybody's saying that, but I can't fathom that for nothing in the world. I really honestly can't fathom that.
A stranger will congratulate you and push you forward and help you elevate than your own family would. Your family would shit on you, talk down on you when you've done nothing to them. And a stranger will just come up to you, hey man, congratulations. Hey man, good job. They will do that. They will honestly do that.
That's the Raider.
Sometimes family ain't shit.
That's the Raider Jug of Love. The Raider Jug of Love. I have to show it again. This is the Raider Jug of Love. It's the finest beverages in the world goes into this Raider cup. No matter what you put in, here's the key with this cup. Because it has that word on the side, Raiders, no matter what you put in this cup, it comes out 10 times sweeter. If you went to Sterling, you got to get you one of these. All the rest of y'all that went to, like, what's that school in the country in Hiram Clark? That one over there. The one in the ghetto in the 3rd Ward area. If you went to those places, I'm sorry if your parents weren't forward thinking enough to send you where, you know what a Raider is? A Raider is a Raider.
Yeah, we don't care. No. Do you know who?
Everybody
know
who on here knows. Everybody on. Everybody on here cares. We're talking about the word Raider right now. Everybody on here cares what a Raider is. Hey, hit that like button right now 1,000,000 times if you care what a Raider is, because I'm going to explain to her Hit that like button so I can explain to her what a Raider is.
I told you who Rashad Sterling was.
I'm not talking about Rashad Sterling. I'm talking about a Raider. Look, they care. Look, they showing you they care.
That's only Miss Lisa.
They showing you they care.
That's Miss Lisa.
No, that's everybody.
No, it's not.
Everybody hit that button if you care what a Raider is. No. Show her y'all care. No. A Raider is a warrior, ma'am. A Raider is a warrior. Just to let you know, look at the love. Those are hearts. Those are not thumbs up. Those are hearts. They care what a Raider is. And all I'm saying is, if you get one of these mugs, whatever you put into that joker, it comes out 10 times sweeter. I'm just saying, no sugar added. You ain't got to put no sugar in it. If you like sugar water, or drop you some grapes in, comes out 10 times sweeter when it's Raider made.
Why y'all condoning this?
I'm just saying, when it's Raider made, it comes out 10 times sweeter. Jealousy. Jealousy is a dangerous drug, y'all.
Who's jealous?
Huh? Oh, I'm just saying, we just talked about jealousy being a dangerous drug, and here you go.
I'm not jealous at all.
What did Lisa say?
She is just
See, it's not just me. That's right, Lisa, I know. Again, hater made.
I'm not hating.
Hater made. Hater made, Marlon made.
My parents went to Sterling.
My parents went to Sterling. And you probably was made on campus somewhere. Your daddy probably was too cheap to even go get a room. He probably took your mama behind the he probably took your mama behind the gym. Come on.
Cliff went to Sterling.
I know Cliff went. He used to walk around with his Sterling jersey on. So what you mean? Hater. Straight up hater. So
my
look.
dad was well out of high school.
Yeah. So look, let's move on from our first topic. Our first topic for those of you who are just jumping in.
How can I get one? Lord, have mercy.
There you go. I'm gonna hook you up, Dave. DJ, what's up, buddy? I'm gonna hook you up, buddy. I promise I am, man. I'm gonna get at you. when I get off of here, man, so you can get one. Look, hold on, DJ. Let me show you the whole dynamics of it, bro. So you'll see what I'm saying. See how I got that Raiders on there? Then boom, as you turn, I got the basketball with my basketball number, the football with my football number. Then they got the Raider, the actual Raider on the other side. Then as you keep turning, you know what that say? First of the fresh, last of the best, DJ. You know what that was? 87, all the way to heaven in 87. If you love the class of 87, tap that like button to prove you love the class of 87. Come on, Angela Butler. I see you out there. So look, here's the thing. What's up, Big Mark? Now see, look, people love that class of 87, man. So our first subject tonight was about, forgiving and forgiveness. And if you forgive someone, do you forget? Can you forget? Do you have a warm enough spirit about yourself to forgive and forget and to move on from it? I had a conversation, like I said, with one of my friends earlier, and she was like, Kev, honestly, that's almost impossible. You can forgive a person for it, but it's almost absolutely impossible to forget. 86 in the mix. That's all right. Hey, I love class of 86 too, Nene. It's all right with me. I ain't tripping. I love 86. Long as it's Raider made, you ain't Marlon made and, line sprayed and all that kind of crap,
Really?
Yeah, crimson and gold, nothing but assholes. That's your H, crimson and gold, nothing but assholes. Yeah. We Raider made over here, baby.
Oh, there's a boy.
Who that?
Popcorn.
Pop, what's up, man? My boy Popcorn, man. Popcorn over there whooping ass with them Pearland Hurricane. You guys ass whooped this week? Popcorn, come on, bro. You got your ass whooped this week, Popcorn. Talk to me, dog. Janae over here laughing at you, man. Talk to me. What happened this week, Popcorn?
I don't remember. I know a lot of them was 40-something to 0, 41 to 0. No, I think 6-U won.
Popcorn said no. He said he ain't lose.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think they won.
Oh, there you go. Trying to see. We just got through talking about that.
I had to
that
remember.
Negative spirit.
No, because there was a lot of teams in the Hurricanes that lost.
He said he beat Crack Prime.
Yeah.
There you go, dog. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Y'all better win in Louisville this weekend.
Let's move on to topic number 2 from the evening. So, how do you have a loving argument with your spouse or with the individual that you are involved in a relationship in? How do you have a godly argument? Because that's really what you should be having if you're married, because in marriage, and like my buddy DJ, man, I know him and his wife been together since high school. So is it possible to have a loving argument? And what's some of the damaging things that are said in relationships when an argument occurs? What's some of the worst stuff that's been said to you, Janae, by a male when y'all arguing? When y'all in a heated argument, besides being called a bitch.
That don't bother me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're going to hit. And, you know, women always try to hit dudes with, you got a little dick, you little dick motherfucker. You said,
that's one thing I've never said.
But y'all always try to.
I have said, I remember I was in a relationship and I was accused of cheating. So much to where I just said, you think
Lisa say, what's a loving argument?
So much to where I just said, okay, since you think I cheated, shit, I'd rather fuck him than fuck you.
Now, see, that's kind of shit get your teeth slapped out your mouth. What's up, Rara?
I mean, I was accused of cheating so much. I mean, what happened?
Okay, so Rara and Lisa wanted me to explain the loving argument. Okay, first off, let me say this. If you're in a relationship or you're living with someone, if you're married, I think there's certain, out of respect, certain things that should never come up, should never be said, should never be uttered. I don't care how upset you are or how mad you get. There's just certain things, there's certain ways that we can show our disappointment or we can show our disgust with each other in the moment. Because, you know, with anything, you know, marriage is a job. A relationship is a job. You get off work from your 9 to 5, you come home and you go back to work on your marriage. You know, that's day in and day out. So I just think there are certain words or certain phrases or certain things, period, that are totally off limits. That's what I mean by a loving argument. It's a way for me and Janae, if we're involved in a relationship and we have a conflict, there's a way for us to disagree with one another without calling each other out our names, without slanderizing each other in comments and what we say. To me, that's a loving argument. That's what I mean anyway by a loving argument. We are two individuals. She's gonna have her mind. I'm gonna have my mind. She's gonna want to speak her piece. I'm gonna want to speak my piece. Especially when we're angry. Everybody want to get their 2 cents in. But it's certain things, when it's your mate, when it's your boo, that you just can't say. What you say, Janae?
What I've been told of what I've said.
Either way, what have you said to a man because you were trying to get back at him for something he said? What did you say to him that was damaging maybe to his ego or you knew was a shot, but when you even thought of it?
You ain't shit. You ain't gonna be shit. You wasn't shit when I with you. I elevated you and then I left you. You not gonna be shit.
Y'all heard that? She told
I'm the reason why you are who you are.
What y'all think about that?
I write a letter so I can get my point across. I ain't writing shit. I'm not writing no letter. Wasting my penmanship.
So you told a man he ain't shit, he ain't gonna be shit, he wasn't shit when you met him, he wasn't shit while you was with him.
No, I said I elevated you. Now that
I was getting to that point. I was getting to that point on the end.
When he said
now what did he that was all finna go next. So now what did he say to you that you felt like really rocked your spirit in that moment?
Oh, when he made a reference was made to around the effect of don't nobody want me. And I said, oh, okay. That's what you think. And then that's when I said what I said.
Oh, y'all wasn't really throwing low blows.
Some more stuff was said.
Y'all wasn't really throwing low blows. What did he tell you? Yeah, that's why your pussy don't even get wet, or that's why you can't get a good head. What did he say? I mean, you say other stuff. Like other stuff like what?
I've said some things like, you know, okay.
Go ahead and
how we together? You my roommate or we together? We roommating?
That ain't no low blow.
That is
y'all roommating. How is that a low blow to his ego?
Because if you married, you're not my roommate. If we married, you're not my roommate.
That ain't no low blow.
Yes, it is. So,
man, let me tell you what's a low blow. Let me tell you what's a low blow. Let me tell you what's a low blow. You get out of line, and he say, "Oh, bitch, I'm." He's like, "Bitch, yeah, bitch, yeah." Your mama. Now that's a low blow. When you say a nigga mama, you might well get ready just to go and put your dukes up. When you throw a nigga mama in the mix.
Oh, I mean, I've said that plenty of times.
You told him his mama was a bitch?
Yeah. I say your mama a bitch and she raised a bitch. She failed you. The one thing I remember saying to a person, to a man was, your mama had one job.
And she failed.
And she failed as a mother. Her job was to raise you. And she failed. Epic fail. And I told her that to her face.
You told his mama to her face she failed raising her son.
I did.
And what did she just say? Well, baby, you sucking his dick. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
She didn't have nothing to say. You know what she said? Jesus loved you and so do I.
My mama wouldn't have said it. My mama wouldn't have brought up Jesus in that moment. I'm sorry.
Nope.
You'd have hated my mama for life because my mama wouldn't have said nothing about Jesus in that moment.
I told her. I said, your mama had one job. That was to raise you.
Okay, no name calling. Felicia is on here now. Name calling and using profanity is a low blow and super disrespectful. Yeah, that's Janae. Super disrespectful. You heard what she just said she do?
I don't have a filter.
Yeah. What Erica say?
That was the mother in her.
I guess it was, because my mama probably would have slapped the shit out of her. We probably would have had to separate them. Because my mama don't play. First off, if you disrespecting my mama talking about her kids, right now today with dementia, she probably gonna fight your ass.
The conversation started when his mom told me I was pregnant with my son, and she told me, she said, "Oh, well, you have 3 boys to raise." I said, "No, I don't. I got 2 boys to raise. Your job was to raise him." She said, "No." I said, "Yes, it was. That's your son and that's your husband. Y'all job was to raise him. It's not my job to raise him."
So the mama admitted you was raising. You was trying to help her raise her grown little boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Lisa say?
See, I'm that mama. Don't play with mine.
See? So Lisa, if she would have told you that, what you was gonna do, Lisa? What Rah say? So after saying to the man, what type of feedback are you expecting? Yeah, no, you're right.
He didn't say nothing.
He didn't say nothing after you said he wasn't gonna be shit? Please, that nigga let you make it. That nigga let you make it. I wouldn't have let you make it on that one.
He went to his mama's house.
He went to his mama's house. Ain't that some shit?
It wasn't what she said, it was how she said it.
Rah. I wouldn't have let him make it, bro. I wouldn't have let him make it on that one. Hey, when you disrespect my manhood or you disrespect me as a man, hey, best believe I'm gonna get my words in. If we just exchanging words, one thing I ain't gonna do, I ain't gonna choke you out. I ain't gonna kick you in the ass while you're on the ground. But if we exchanging words, I'm gonna exchange words with you. I'm gonna do that.
His mama didn't exchange no words.
What did Lisa say?
We probably would have been fighting.
Yeah, right. I said I would have came back with something.
He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. The only thing she said was, "You know what? I love you and so do Jesus." And I said, "Okay."
No, that's a good mama though. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying my mama wouldn't have. Felicia probably would have handled it like that.
A gentle answer turns away wrath. Harsh words stirs up
anger. See. That's what I've learned to. That's how I've learned to handle things now, Felicia.
But I've learned my lesson when it comes to dating mama's boys.
or boys, period. See,
that too.
Which brings me to my third topic of the night.
that too.
We talk about wolves in sheep's clothing. What about these grown ass so-called men that are really boys that are wearing this male shell, but really don't even know how to be men, because a lot of men have failed raising their boys from boys to young men to adulthood and becoming grown men. See, that's why for me, I tried to push and force my son to make the decision that ultimately he made by going to the U.S. Air Force. Because I knew the Air Force would help strengthen him from a boy into manhood. All it would do is reaffirm everything Daddy had been installing for 18 years. And that's all it did. And I'm happy as a dad to see my son having the level of success as a man, being 21 now, in the United States Air Force, that he's having. Man, I'm happy as a punk in the penitentiary. I'm happy as all get out that my son is on the level that he's on mentally as a young man. You know, but I just think sometimes we look at the armed forces in such a negative way, and I don't see anything possible in a negative manner that can come from the military. So look, here's what people always say. When I was like, send them to the Army, send them to the Navy, send them to the Marines, send them to the Air Force. Here's the thing about the Air Force. You got to test into the Air Force. You got to test into the Air Force. One thing you can't do, and I'm a grandparent, one thing you can't do is allow your male child to sit here in Houston, Texas, graduate high school, and not have a plan, and allow him to roam these fucking streets and let grandma and grandpa spoil the shit out of him. Because as a pawpaw, now, that ain't my goddamn job to raise your child. It's my job as a grandfather to reinforce the values that you've instilled, that you've put forth. If that baby not registered in school, man, it's a dog-eat-dog, hard world out here for young black men long term. What do you want for your son long term? Well, Kevin, if I send my baby to the Army, he gonna be on the front lines if a war break out. Hey, I lost my daughter on the streets of fucking Houston, and she wasn't on no front line. At least at that point, if your son is on the front line, he got something to fight back with. Or he can die a distinguished death. And I said this when my son first made the decision to go into the Air Force. I would rather lose my son at war than to lose my son to senseless violence in Houston, Texas. So, man, one thing we see, one thing you got to know, one thing you need to understand is that these kids today, man, they clearly don't give a damn about authority. Be it HPD, Harris County, the constables, HISD police. These kids today don't give a damn about authority. They so fucking disrespectful. Man, I just took my chance one day. I'm in the grocery store. It's an old lady in front of me. Could have been my great-grandmother with a basket of stuff. 3 kids behind me, probably 16, 17, 18 maybe. Maybe. Every other word was fucking bitch. And I'm like, oh, man, I thought, wow, I stood there for as long as I could. After a minute or two, man, I had to turn around and be like, say, little daddy. Come on, man. Y'all see this? Y'all see this young lady in front of me, man? Y'all being very disrespectful, man. If you don't respect your own mama, respect her. I had to speak on it. Now, they could have got outside and beat the living shit out of me.
Or curse you back out right
Oh, they could have cussed me back out right there in that moment, but I didn't cuss them out. I turned around to them and said, hey, guys, hey. I was very respectful and mannerable, but that don't mean nothing. In how I approach them. But because how I'm built, because of how I'm raised, man, I couldn't stand there in that line in HEB and listen to these young guys behind me be totally disrespectful in their language.
It's not a lot of men, real men. It's a lot of boys who want to be men and claim the title of, oh, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man. But they'll never step up and do that.
No, I had to do it, man. And she never said nothing. And when I turned back around, she said, thank you, baby. She said, thank you, baby. But I knew she heard him from the start. But, man, you can't, as a man, as a black man, man, you can't just allow these kids to disrespect people's mothers and we not say nothing about it. I don't give a damn who it is. If somebody's mama is involved, and she ain't got to be my mama, if somebody's mom is involved and I can speak on it, hey, man, I'm going to speak on it. Because we wasn't raised to disrespect adults. Man, I've been coaching Little League for 1 million years. And maybe that's the side of me that's coach that I can't escape from. But what I can't do is allow these young punks to think somebody's scared of them. Because the last thing in the world on my mind at that moment was being scared. The first thing on my mind was the disrespect. So if that means y'all want to try to beat my ass, okay. Make that happen. Make that happen. But, man, I couldn't stand there just as a man, period. And like I say, this lady was old enough to probably be my great-grandmother. How could you just be so blatantly disrespectful with your words? As black men, we got to stand up. I see my boy Big D on here, Demetri Allen. He did the same thing with his son as far as the military. His son went into the Air Force as well. He's been there longer than little Kevin have. And I'm sure he'll echo my sentiments about the man his son has turned into being in the armed forces. And that going to the armed forces, going into the Air Force was the best thing for his son. Here's what I say to you. And normally, it's like it is now. I got a bunch of ladies on here, and I do have some men. But last week, I think I had over 700 and some odd views just from Facebook. Over 700 and some odd views just from Facebook. That's not counting the other outlets. When y'all see that counter, in about a week, and it say 600 or 700 views, whatever, you have to add the views up from both casts. Because we got people that watch it on here and people that watch it on Facebook Live. But they both air on Facebook Live. Now, the second one, where you can see the big blue mic that airs on Facebook Live, that one also goes to Apple. That one, what's all the venues we own, Janae?
It's Apple. It's through Anchor. It's Apple. It's Google. Spotify was the first one. Breaker, Radio, something, and it's another one.
Yeah, so we're on eight different platforms. This show is seen on 8 different platforms. So my point to you is, when you see that counter that says 700 and some odd views, that's only 700 and some odd views from Facebook. That's not counting all the other views. Normally, let me tell you what happens, what I found out, what I researched, is if you don't see a count on there, that means you're over 1,500 views, and the counter has basically lost track, I guess, so to speak. But if it goes over 1,500 views, it stops the count, and it leaves your lives just posted on the page. So I know a couple of times we've been well over 1,500 views. So, man, look, I appreciate y'all that's been on here with us every week, week in and week out, faithful, being a faithful supporter. Everybody do me a favor, man, and share.
Don't
Share.
count on here because it's gonna come after.
Yeah,
show.
It comes after it's over, Felicia. After it's over, it'll tell you how many views. Look for views. It'll tell you how many views. If you go back and look at last week will give you a number on how many views. Please, guys, make sure y'all share this. That's where we get all the views from. Um, it's been crazy, man. I've loved every minute. I think when I looked at it at one point, it was like 350, and a few days later, it was up another 100 or so. What are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at
She's trying to pull it up and see what the actual view count was. In 1 minute, we're gonna get to the sad part. That's the last 10 minutes of our show every week. Make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you hit that share button. Share the podcast. Share the podcast. That's how we become super successful. That's how we push our brand. That's how we push our Southside brand, baby. Sterling High School, Worthing High School, Madison High School, Chavez High School, Yates High School. I show love to everybody, man. I don't have a hating bone in my body. I ain't built like that, and I ain't jealous of nothing nobody else have. Man, I want everybody to be able to partake in the love, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I'm all about loving each other, man. No hate at all, period, man. So everybody do me a favor, man. Let's share this. Let's get the message of love out, not hate. Hey, look, here's the thing about breathing. The thing about breathing is everything that is breathing at some point in life has to come to a point of going to meet your maker. And you want to be able to stand before God and hear God tell you, servant, job well done. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, but let's make mistakes going full speed. I learned that one from football. What's your sad part tonight, Janae?
I'm going first.
Yes, come on.
Okay, going back to the respect thing, and with
the sad part,
and with with family, and with our grandparents and these kids. Today, I witnessed a couple of our students got in trouble today, and I'm at Thomas Middle School on the South Side, so a lot of our kids are either in foster care or they're raising themselves and things like that. And when one of the kids who got in trouble today, when we told him what his consequence was for what he did, he got so upset, like he was very emotional because he knew what he did was wrong. And when I asked him, well, who do you live with? He said, I live with my grandmother. And I said, so it's the feeling of disappointment because you disappointed her. And a lot of these kids are being raised by their grandparents for whatever reason. They're being raised by their grandparents. I had to tell him, at this point, your grandmother is all you have. Because if it wasn't for your grandmother, who would be taking care of you? So from this day forward, you have to do everything you can in your possible will to make your grandmother happy. Because she's tired. She's raised her children. And here she is again, raising a grandchild. And that's something that she does not have to do. So for me, the sad part about it is like a lot of these kids, they really don't understand how good and how blessed they really are to have their grandparents or to have that parent that loves them and that cherishes them and that wants them and that wants them to be good and to be great. I mean, these kids, they just do all kinds of silly, dumb shit. When after all this time, they're being raised by their grandparents. I see so many kids get dropped off at school by their grandparents because they're being raised by their great parents, and for some, their great grandparents. I'm like, where are their parents? Like one kid, the grandparent is, his guardian. His mom is emergency contact. I'm like, what? But that's just how it is right now. It's sad. It's just, yeah, it's sad.
Thank you, Janae. So I took my glasses off because I want you to be able to look me in my eyes. and know where and understand where I'm coming from with this, the sad part. Over the past couple of weeks, man, we lost some really special people that's touched a lot of us, that's touched a lot of kids, that's touched a lot of lives, just right here on the south side of Houston. We lost Eric Cooper, that for years coached youth football right at Edgewood Park as a Gardenville Giant. We had many a days, many battles, being a Southside Cowboy myself. Big E was a great recruiter. Big E wasn't no hell of a coach, but he knew how to go out and get the kids, which is part of the battle. Because regardless of what play you calling, if you don't have the talent to execute the plan, you're still going to have failure. But one thing Big E knew how to do was go out and get the talent to execute the plan. Not only did we lose Eric Cooper, who was a Jack Yates alum, we lost John L. Morgan. Morgan for years was an MLK Texan coach. These were young black men. I'm 52. They were in my family, age group family, that have gone on to glory now. For years, John Morgan coached the MLK Texans. Even back when they were the MLK Oilers, he was a part of that family. He mentored a lot of young men like Jamarco, who went on to start the Southside Ducks. The sad part is that these brothers are gone. But they left a legacy behind for other young men, other young black men, other young African-American men to carry on. The sad part is that we can't let that spirit die. The body is no longer with us, but those words of wisdom that those two brothers gave us for so many years has to stay with us, has to carry us. To the family of Houston police officer William Jeffrey.
Oh, Bill.
Talking about great dude. Man, I remember I coached the Houston Police Gunners football team. I was the defensive coordinator for years, way back when they started the Gunners, the football team. And we traveled around the country. I can't tell y'all about some of the fun we had traveling around the country. William Jeffrey was a white guy. But he was a white guy that hung with the brothers, that respected and loved the brothers. You know that white guy. Come on now. I remember he worked an extra job when Bennigan's was right here on 610 where Chacho's is now. He worked the front door at Bennigan's. That line that was wrapped, he would be responsible for letting people in and out standing at that front door. I remember plenty of times approaching Bennigan's, and old Bill was at the front door, and me and my buddies went in like VIP because Bill was at the door because I used to be his football coach. Man, great dude, man. Every time I'd see him, he'd hug me and talk shit. Bill was in major offenders with HPD, a senior officer, had 31 years. Bill was killed on the job about 2 or 3 days ago. To his family, to his loving wife that had just retired as well, our prayers are with you. To Bill, put your goddamn hand on the ground and get upfield. That's what I used to tell him because he played defensive end and outside linebacker. We used to joke because I used to tell Bill, you the prettiest white boy. You don't never want to get dirty. He was like, oh, man, you know, I'll do the dirty work. I don't want to get my uniform dirty. Cool dude, man. We lost a good one, fellas. We lost a good one. We lost a good one. We lost a really, really good man. Rest easy, Eric Cooper. Rest easy, William Jeffrey. Rest easy, John Morgan. Roushaw Sterling High School. We lost Henry Edwards this week as well. Rest easy, Henry. One of the funniest sheet shakers I've ever come in contact with. Good dude. Henry was a good dude. Funny as all fucking get out. You hold a conversation with Henry, you'll be laughing probably 9 of the 10 minutes y'all talking. Stupid as hell. Rest easy, Henry. That's all we got for tonight. That's the sad part. This is what he said. And I'm Kevin Walker. You guys enjoy y'all night. Thank you for watching.